Hi, I'm Bill Donohue, president of the Catholic League. I'm glad to be here today with the opening of our show, Catholic League Forum. We're going to be having these segments several times a week on various topics of interest to the Catholic community. Joining me will be Mike McDonald. Mike is the director of communications at the Catholic League. So we have a little bit of an age difference here between the two of us, I being the younger one, of course. Mike, we're going to talk today with our opening debut segment on the Pope in meeting with President Biden. I know this show will be on at different times. We're talking now as they just finished their meeting, a 90-minute meeting, which is a surprisingly long meeting between the two.
Yeah, it's very interesting. News is breaking, and the AP's got it out now that the president takes a lot of pride in his Catholic faith. He's always seen him going to Mass. He's got the rosary on. He seems they're trying to build him up like he's a poster boy Catholic, but you have this interesting breaking news yesterday that the Vatican said we're going to put the pause on letting in the cameras, letting in you to see the arrival of the president, see the meeting between Pope Francis and Biden. What do you think caused that?
Well, listen, their meeting today, supposedly they were talking about COVID and poverty, things of that nature. These things are unexceptional. Everybody's opposed to the disease. Everyone's opposed to poverty. They're talking about climate change as if somebody's in favor of it. But they obviously didn't talk for 90 minutes about that, Mike. You don't talk for 90 minutes about those subjects. Those are fairly pedestrian. Something must have happened. I hope that Pope Francis spoke to him about his record on life, religious liberty, marriage, family, sexuality, where he totally tries to undercut the Catholic Church with his policies. The AP says that he wears a rosary. No, people carry a rosary. But, why would I care about that? Do you care? Does that mean something to you? Well, what do you look for, Mike, in a Catholic politician, be it a senator or a congressman, whoever he might be?
Yeah, particularly in a Catholic politician, I would say my big thing is how well do you put your faith into the policy prescriptions you're giving to the country? I would say as practicing Catholics, that should be our first requirement. But even then, if you look at a president like Donald Trump that was not a Catholic, he did a very good job of standing up for the big issues. And one of the things that I've been proud to work on here at the Catholic League is our report on the many departures that Biden has. And they're not just simple departures like, I don't like chocolate over vanilla. They are very big undercutting of the core teachings of the church. And that's one of the best things that we have on our website, catholicleague.org. And we'll have a link in the description below to our report on all of these departures that Biden has done to really undermine our church, undermine the bishops, undermine our teaching authority.
Right. I mean, they say Biden is against poverty. Well, I never met anybody in my whole life who was in favor of poverty. The question is, how do you deal with the poor?
Right.
The Catholic Church does have a preferential option for the poor. The Catholic Church does believe we have an obligation to help them. We all believe in that. The question is, what is it? Is it through taking from the rich and giving to the poor? Is it a Robin Hood type approach? Mother Teresa said there's got to be some skin in the game. You have to yourself be involved in helping the poor. It can't just be just writing a check. It can't be just simply through government redistribution. And I take offense. And a lot of these people say, well, you Catholics who are pro-life, you're just concerned about life in the womb. No. If you look at the data, the people who are the most generous in writing checks for charity, in helping the poor, are people who are also pro-life. It's not those on the other side who believe in playing Robin Hood games.
No, the secularists time and time again do not show up and deliver on all of these great promises they have. If you look at just charitable giving, right? Massachusetts, one of the most liberal states in the Union, one of the worst states when it comes to charitable giving. You look at, was it Louisiana or Mississippi, one of those two states, they rank very high, those two, because they are very faith-filled people down there, but some of the poorest people in the country. But they still find ways to give because people of faith put their faith into practice, and that's what's so disappointing in Biden.
And Jen Psaki is concerned. She says, we're going to talk about poverty and these issues, COVID and the like. But, the fact of the matter is that they don't want to talk about the moral issue.
No.
They don't want to talk about abortion. They don't want to talk about religious liberty, marriage, and the family, because that's where he's really weak. But if they went on for 90 minutes, it's hard for me to believe that they didn't get into that. I'm sure that Biden didn't broach the issue. I'm not sure the Pope did. He went on for 90 minutes. He didn't just talk about income inequality. So he's got to address this at some point. And my feeling is that Psaki's was unnerved because a reporter the other day from EWTN started asking about Biden's position on abortion. She blew up at him.
Yep.
What else could she do, though?
Well, not much. I mean, bury the story as much as possible. Try and circle back and dodge the best you can. You gotta feel for her a little bit because she's not being put into a good spot by the president. He's not making it easy, and these are real questions that Catholics have. And he's just constantly just giving us the middle digit and telling us that we
Right.
don't, our positions don't matter, and that he's again somehow the poster boy of the church. I think that's very hard for the Catholic in the pew to take.
I want people to know, listen, if he says he's a devout Catholic in his own mind, that's between him and God. I am concerned about his policy prescriptions on the key moral issues. The Catholic Church has specific teachings on religious liberty and on marriage, family, and sexuality, and he continues to depart from them. People, listen, if you like this show, we're going to be doing more of them. Go to our website, as Mike has pointed out, catholicleague.org. You'll find a wealth of information. There's no end to the information. We're going on for well over a quarter century of material there on virtually every subject you can possibly think of. And get onto our email list, too.
Absolutely.
And then you'll get and by the way, we put down the email contact. We find the email contact of people who have offended us. That's how you change a culture, because we depend on you. We may be generals. We don't win wars without troops. We expect you to get on our email list, contact those people when we give you the email of people who have offended us, and send them a message. And that's how you'll change things.
Yeah.
Look, I'm all in favor of soup kitchens, and so are you.
Absolutely.
But we're a civil rights organization, and we're in New York City. So if we hit hard, that's the way it should be. But we don't hit below the belt. There's a big difference. Thank you for your opportunity, and thank you, Mike.
Well, thank you. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that subscribe button and give us a like. Both of those will help with the algorithms, and you'll always get updates on when we put out a new one. Thanks again, dear viewer.